IBM,
Oh yeah, I got it.
UTX.
Got him.
So whichever one you want to start with,
Starting with
just let me know.
Goldman.
Okay. So he was trying to buy Verst at 200 area support, those little like yellow arrows that I put in the chart. And if you look below that, the green ones, those were like those macro levels of support. So he tried a support buyback. It just didn't work because he was trying to verse that level. And that's where, when you're trying these support buybacks, you just have to respect the out, which would be that low of the day or the prior low of the day. Because once it takes that out, it's getting smoked.
Right.
These are, you have to you're pretty much trading counter trend. So unfortunately, he was just too early. And we can see it again. It came down to this macro support level like 150. But these are really tight trades where you're buying up. You got to keep a tight stop and know that majority of these will fail. But when they do work, you can get really good stock.
That's what I was going to say. Is like, yes, you have to respect the cheap loss or whatever, and it's more of a low probability trade because you're going counter trend, but you're playing for that snapback. So when you do get that win, it's going to be a 10-1 risk reward win. So that's the trade there. It's just too early and took a loss. I mean, that's traded, buddy.
Yeah. So let me know that the other two was IBM and then UTX.
Boom. IBM.
Okay. So again, here he drew out the horizontal lines. He was looking at this 128, 130 level. So when we talk about support, when we flip it to resistance, we want more attempts at that level to buy on the way up. Buying support, the more times that name hits support, the more likely it's going to smoke it lower. So we see, IBM going back.
Same premise when we love super macro bull flags, when we love it when it tests it for the 100th time and does the bull flag, high probability of breaking out. Same premise.
Yeah, exactly. So the problem when you have a name that continues to test support like IBM, it tested it 1, 2, 3, the fifth time you want to try it. If you were buying IBM on that first retest and buying up through it, and the second, and the third time, and the fourth, and you kept taking those trades, and the fifth time it fails, then you know to move on.
Yep.
But if it's the fifth time as you're trying to get in now, it's like you're literally going to catch the exact price you want to buy, and it's going to head lower.
Right. What do we used to say on the desk? What happens when the last guy gets in? When the last guy figures out the support buy?
It's out. It's out. And that's why.
Oh shit!
And
Luther's in. Oh my god.
And that's even like we were talking about just before with the SPY, it now being the third time bet down to 230 very broadly. If this was the fifth or sixth or eighth time down to 230, I'd be much more nervous than it only being the third, where there's still a little bit of a chance.
Right.
So that was just, for this example, Joe, it was too many attempts at support. That's really the reason why you were too early, unfortunately. And then the last one is this UTX.
Got it.
Okay. So again, he was looking at this 120 level. I put those yellow little arrows to show, it was soft support. It held all 2019. It respected that level. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4 time he's trying it. It's not too surprising that it gets smoked. For me, and I've talked with you about the shake and a lot of guys in Alpha Chat, where I've been focusing a lot on the 2019 lows for me, looking to try to buy things on the way up. So for Joe, he was trying to buy, 121 versus 120, and it didn't work. I was trying to buy, back up through 100. And on Friday, it actually gapped down through it, and it was like at 92, it was down 9%, 10%. And I was able to buy up versus 92, knowing that, again, the trade can easily fail, and it did today, but it still bounced, 15 points in 2 days. So it's just, for me, for a lot of these sport buybacks, I've been looking back to the 2019 lows and trying to find these bigger names, these, UTX, IBM, like great name selection. It just, he was just a little too early. And these are lessons that he learned, and they're very cheap lessons because, again, you don't have a ton of money when you're just starting out. So when you make these little mistakes, they're not as detrimental as the guys who are DMing us who are like, I have $250,000 on the sidelines. I want to start trading now. And it's like, all right, well, you're going to lose
Cool. Good luck.
50K of it. A lady who wanted to buy 30K worth of IBM 2 days ago. And I'm like, just start getting started. Don't even buy a share. And she hit me up today, and she's like, I would have been down $4,000 already. And I was like, all right, well, just keep bringing the free stuff. Like, you're up $4,000 basically. She didn't take the trade. So again, we had a very quick member ideas for this week. Again, market's pretty crazy, so it's really hard to be putting on swings.
I mean, you just shouldn't be right now. I mean, I mean, look at the market. The market fucking we were up 9.5% Friday, and we come in and we're gapping down 10%. Like It's just not. You're just not swing trading right now. It's not a good time to, or be light and be able to give it a room like you are.
Yeah, and even with the things that are going on, people like keep asking, when's this going to stop? And all the quantitative easing, all the stuff the government's trying to do, that's great. But unfortunately for the people that are panicking and buying 1,000 rolls of toilet paper, they don't really care about those types of things. What they want to hear is something related to this virus. When there's some positive news about that, that's when everyone will kind of calm down and get back to normal. And that's really what the market needs to see, at least in my opinion, when I think this fear will subside, was when we get some news related to that specific topic.
We were so ahead of our time buying the $100 roll of toilet papers. We should have been selling them for $50 a pop right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was just hilarious. I wish I took pictures of those, and that was nothing to do with this. I just thought it was just hilarious to have $100 rolls of toilet paper. So, so with that, we can jump into some of the social media questions. First one is Luca _